Hi. Today I'd like to talk about authenticity. And I say that as I'm standing in front of a reproduction of Van Gogh's Starry Night. It would be great if I had the real one here, but there's a reason that the original paintings are so worth more because they are genuine. The expression of the artist is imp, imprinted on the canvas. Um, but talking about authenticity in a person, um, one of the things for this year, 2023, at the start of the year, uh, at Coldwell Banker, there was discussion about what word would you want to define your year, and the word for myself, what I chose was authenticity, and I wanted to be more authentic, and I always feel I'm authentic. I'm very genuine, but at the same time, it's very easy to be in situations where you hold back or you make changes, and I'll say particularly even in relationships. I don't know how many of you have had friends tell you, "Oh, you should do something different. You should do this differently," or what have you, and suddenly you think, "Okay, well maybe I should do that," and suddenly you're not being authentic. You're acting against your gut feeling, your how you feel, and instead you're trying to um, uh, uh, do something in a way that is not uh, the best for you. One of the things there've been I saw recently, there was a study on authenticity, and that when a person is communicating authentically, there is more energy generated, basically, just in voice and tonal quality, and people will feel energized from talking with somebody who's authentic. And in part because there are a lot of people out there that are not authentic, that will basically want people to hear, think, okay, that's what you want to hear. I'm going to tell you what you want to hear, so you feel good about yourself or whatever, instead of what a person might need to hear. And so it's not always the easiest thing to be authentic, but for me, that's one thing I strive for. I will continue striving for, to be the best version of myself, and I believe the best version of myself is being authentic, being who I am, at heart, and I'm somebody who loves deeply, feels deeply. I'm not very good, to be honest. I can talk about the weather, but that's not who I'm about. That's not what I'm about as a person. There's a reason I'm working on a book, and as far as writing a book, and to me, there's so many things in life where life is short, and again, I'll say this is probably like only, I don't know, the millionth time in my life I've said this, but life is short, and really keeping in mind that you want to embrace as much as you can, and being true and being authentic is very important. Um, I was in politics for a couple years and ran for office a bunch of other times, and I always wanted to get things done and improve, make the world a better place, or at least my community a better place. And I felt I succeeded in those endeavors, uh, but trying to be authentic and trying to be yourself, not necessarily the easiest thing when you're in politics. And that's something where the stress of that, where you change a vote. Actually, one person had told me that you vote one way, you're going to upset half the people. You change that vote, you're going to upset all the people, typically. Um, and so there are challenges with that, and you know I still remember one time talking about the arts, and I broke into a British accent on the dais, and that didn't go over well, even though that's who I am. Every so often I just like to do something like that, and just have fun with the moment, and people were wondering, who's this British guy on the dais, and But anyway, I digress. Back to authenticity. Be who you are. Spend time thinking about what you want out of life, what you want, what you yourself want. What are you thinking? What are your goals in life? And if you're doing something, think about why you're doing it. You have to reflect on who you are, why you're doing what you're doing, and have a better understanding of that if you truly want to be authentic in that. And I spend a lot of time reflecting on things I do. I scratch my head sometimes. I wonder why I do the things I do. And the reality is, all of us are imperfect. Every single one of us. We all have flaws, but you still continue striving to become better in life and try to be more real, more authentic, and more who you are. Anyway, it's Christmas Eve. Hope everybody is having a wonderful Christmas Eve. If you do celebrate that, I do. And just have a blessed day and be authentic.